Alright guys, welcome to the Resto Shaman PvP guide for TBC. I'm going to jump right into it here. We're going to start with races. If you're playing Shaman in TBC PvP, you're going to want to play Orc. There's nothing that's even close to it. If you want to play with your friends on Alliance, you're going to have to play Draenei, which is fine. You're just not going to be in the best position to push high rating in Arena. So if you want to push high rating, I wanted to play Troll. I think Troll is super cool. You get Berserking. Tauren's cool too. You get War Stomp. The thing is, Orc is just miles ahead of every other race. You really don't even have an option if you want to push high rating. You get Stun Resist, which is the number one best thing you can ask for. So many rogues, so many warriors with Mace Stuns. I mean, even with this, you're going to be Mace Stunned a million times. But still, I mean, you have to go it. And then Blood Fury, the way Blood Fury works, gives you attack power and damage and healing, and it gives you a plus healing debuff by 50%. So what that does, it removes wound poison from rogues and it removes mortal strike from warriors. So the instant that ends, you can hit your NS macro to heal yourself up, and uh, no other race can do that. So those are two really important things that Orc gives. All right, so let's talk about talents here. There's really only three talent builds that you can go that are decent. So the first one is toughness, which a lot of people go. I don't personally go it. I think it has its place in certain matchups. Um, but here it is. So toughness, you don't get the spell hit, and you don't get the spell crit from these talents. The rest of it is pretty similar. You lose a couple points in Nature's Guardian. And then here you go. You get the 5 extra dodge. In anticipation, you get the 5 out of 5 toughness. So you're a little tankier versus melee, especially like warriors, rogues, stuff like that. So if you're new to Shaman, it's definitely an option. I don't recommend it though. If you're if you're advanced, I think you might be better off playing this spec, which is what I play. It's more healing, it's more spell crit. You get the hit here, so you can gem and enchant more plus healing. And if you're playing with a ret paladin, if you're doing twos with a ret, I think toughness it kind of loses a bit of value because you're getting freedom anyway, and you're getting bop. You're gonna live pretty long normally. So this is what I recommend. This is what I play. I think it's generally good from playing on the ladder. I played hundreds of games on the PTR, and this just feels like an overall solid spec. So you get the 3 out of 3 in the hit, so you don't have to gem for it or enchant for it. You get 5 out of 5 here, which is 5% crit on healing and lightning spells. So if you got an NS heal on yourself, 5% more crit. NS Chain Lightning going for a kill, 5% more crit. There have been games where the NS Chain Lightning crit that we got the kill where we wouldn't have, so I really like that. And then down here, 5 out of 5 Purification, 10% more effectiveness of healing spells, which is great, and you get the 5 out of 5 Nature's Guardian. So when you drop below 30% health, you have a 50% chance to heal 10% of your total health, and that's only a 5-second cooldown. And then, yeah, you lose 5% dodge and you lose toughness, but you still get the rest of the stuff here. And then the third spec is elemental warding. So when you go elemental warding, you're not going toughness. It's 8 points, so 5 points in convection and 3 points in elemental warding. It gives you 10% damage reduction from fire, frost, and nature. So I mean, facing mages, it's pretty good. Again, you're losing toughness, so there's that. And the 8 points that you put in there, you're just going to take out from Nature's Guidance and Title Mastery. So you will have to gem and enchant for hit since you're losing it there. All right, so let's talk about gear here. We'll start we'll start with the helm, which you can use either the PvP helm or the tier 4 helm. I've been using the tier 4 helm lately. You lose a bit of resil, you lose a bit of stamina and spell crit, but you gain a bunch of healing, a bunch of mana per 5, and a bunch of intellect. So playing with the Red Pally, I feel like you can kind of afford to use a little more PvE gear as opposed to playing with the warrior. So yeah, I've been using the tier 4 helm. If you're having trouble living, you can easily swap to the PvP helm. I think that's totally fine. The PvP neck gives you mana per 5. Resil, it has a socket. Really good neck. Shoulders. So for Shaman, you want to use the 2-set Resto and 2-set Ellie. And the 2-set Ellie should be shoulders and gloves. You have to get the gloves because it improves the range of all shock spells by 5 yards, which is like your main thing as a shaman. You're going to be shocking a lot. You're going to be slowing people running away. You're going to be shocking casters. That 5 yards is, you need it. So Ellie shoulders. The cloak, you're going to want the PvP or the PvE cloak. It gives healing, mana per 5, stamina, intellect, pretty much everything you want from a PvE piece. It doesn't give a socket, but it's just better than any PvP cloak options in Season 1 and Season 2. Let's see, the chest, PvP chest, Resto, spell crit, mana per 5, healing, 3 sockets, best chest for sure. PvP bracers gives you a socket, doesn't give you mana per 5, but the socket makes a difference. Yeah, the LE PvP gloves. For belt, you have the option of PvE or PvP. You can see the difference here. Basically, the PvP one gives you spell crit and resil, where the PvE one gives you mana per 5 and a little more healing. I go with the PvE one. Again, this is a personal choice here, but 10 mana per 5 on Belt of Gale Force is just so much mana per 5. Big fan of mana per 5, especially in twos. You have a lot of long games, and it makes a big difference. Again, you can swap it out if you feel like you're dying, you're not running out of mana. For legs, that's where you put the other Resto legs, PvP. They give spell crit, resil, healing, and mana per 5. Really good. There are some PvE legs you can get that give 3 sockets, but they don't give mana per 5. So I would I would rather swap out the helmet than the legs because the legs are already giving you mana per 5 here. For boots, PvP boots, just the best boots. There's not really a better PvE option in Phase 1. Ring, Veteran's Band of Salvation, Stamina, Intellect, Resil, Healing, mana per 5. It's basically perfect there. There's not another great PvP ring, so this ring, I think from Magtheridon, Stamina, Intellect, Healing, mana per 5, pretty much all the stats you want to get. PvP Trinket, obviously, and then I would say Essence of the Martyr is the best other PvP Trinket option. There's some other ones are that are decent. It's more like counter. If you're like counter gearing like a double rogue team or rogue feral or something, there's like a stamina absorb trinket. But overall, you're just playing on the ladder. This is great. It's great for macroing to your nature swiftness, heal, or chain lightning because it gives you spell damage as well. Weapon, Gladiator Salvation gives you a lot of healing. There's a Shard of the Virtuous from Karazhan, which gives mana per 5, but I think it gives like 30 less healing or something. So not a big fan of that. I would just pretty much stick with this. There's no healing PvP shield in Season 1, so I would say this is your best option. There's another option that gives, I think, more mana per 5, but it doesn't give stamina. So stamina, intellect, healing, mana per 5, these are like all the stats you want. So definitely go with that. And then Gladiator's Totem of the Third Wind. It causes your lesser healing wave to increase the target's resil by 26, and that's a buff. So here, you can see it here. That's a buff. It lasts 6 seconds, and that's basically dispel protection that you can keep applying over and over when you're healing your teammate or yourself. So that's the gear setup that you're going to want. Again, you can swap out the helm, you can swap out the bracers, but otherwise, that's pretty much it. And then in terms of stat prio, I kind of talked about it already. You want a lot of plus healing, and the way plus healing works, it also gives you increased damage on your spells as well. So that's pretty good. Mana per 5 is a huge thing. Keeping your mana regen, keeping your mana up throughout a long game is very important. Keeping water shield up, mana spring sometimes. A lot of the time healing stream's better, but yeah, definitely uh, helps you survive in a long game. So that's pretty much if you're swapping out PvP pieces for PvE, you're gonna want to swap into mana per 5 on PvE, like the belt and the helmet here. Otherwise, Resil, I would say you're gonna want to. I'm pretty low. 321 is pretty low. I would say if you're around 350, like if you played with the helmet, that puts you at 355, or if you played with the belt, 344, or both, 378. I would say around 350 is probably as low as you want to go. I like to dip a little bit lower just because I'm playing with the rep pally and it's pretty makes it a little bit easier to survive anyway. Um, what else? For stat priority, you're gonna need 3% hit. So if you're not playing this spec that has 3 out of 3 Nature's Guidance, then you're gonna be getting 3% hit from the glove enchant and 3 hit gems as well. All right, so going over enchants here, the helmet enchant, you're gonna want the healing and mana per 5, and that's from Thrallmar rep if you're horde. Shoulder enchant, you're gonna want to be exalted with Aldor, and that gives healing and mana regen. I think the Scryer's one gives a little less healing and a little more mana regen. So it's not that big of a difference. If you want to go Scryer's, it's fine. I just prioritize healing over anything else. Although mana regen is a pretty close second there. 20 spell pin to cloak, it's best cloak enchant. 15 resil to chest, 30 healing to bracers, 35 healing to gloves. This is where you would switch to the spell hit to gloves if you're not playing the Nature's Guidance spec. 66 healing, 20 stamina to legs. Boar's speed, which is minor speed and 9 stamina. I think it's 8% movement speed. If you're playing enchanting, which you should be, you'll get 20 healing and 7 spell damage to each ring, which is, I would say, the best profession bonus you can get in TBC as a Resto Shaman. And let's see, so the weapon here, 81 healing, it's just standard. And the shield, so you have two options here. You can go 12 Resil or you can go 18 stamina. I prefer Resil. I think of it like this. If you're in a longer game, Resil is going to have more value. If you're in a shorter game, stamina will have more value. So like let's say you're stunned, you're facing Mage Rogue, they stun lock you, they blanket you, they kill you. The 180 health from the 18 stamina is going to be more effective than 12 Resil. Resil is like over a course of a long game, you're getting crit less, you're taking less damage, the damage of crits is less, the effective mana drains is less. So it's just overall better for a longer duration game. All right, so for gems, there you do have some options here. So if you're jewel crafting, which I go enchanting jewel crafting. If you're jewel crafting, you can get these epic gems in season 1. So Falling Star is 18 stamina, and then I think I've got the other one, 26 healing, and then you can also get this one as well, 10 resil. So the way I think about it with going jewel crafting, so 18 stamina, 26 healing, 10 resil, those are slightly better than these rare quality gems, which is all you get phase 1. Once the epic quality gems come out, the jewel crafting ones kind of lose their value a little bit. So I would swap out of this in later phases, and I would go with the epic version of Royal Nightside, which would give a little bit more healing and mana per 5. So besides the jewel crafting gems, or if you're not going jewel crafting, pretty much every red or blue socket is going to be healing and mana per 5, and every yellow socket is going to be healing and intellect. And I know I'm looking at 2 yellow sockets that have the Royal Night Sight in them, but this socket bonus is just not that good. It's I tried it. I tried it with the healing and intellect gems in here, and the spell crit was just, I mean, it was like 0.3 or something. It was nothing. So yeah, so I'll go over this. 18 stamp. Okay, so the meta gem, intellect and chance to restore mana on spellcast. That's pretty much what you're going to want every game, although you can get the stamina stun resist one if you want even more stun resist. But I'm definitely a fan of the intellect one. The 18 stam you can swap for, I think I have it here. You can swap for the 9 healing and 2 mana per 5. It's up to you. Since I'm using more PvE pieces, I went with that. Here we go, healing and intellect in the yellow socket. Again here, if I wasn't using these gems, I would use healing mana per 5 here, and I would use healing and intellect here. Going down here, socket bonus not good, so I just went with healing mana per 5 for all of those. 2 Resil socket bonus, went with healing and intellect for that. And I think that is it. Yeah, that's it for the gems here. All right, so macros. You really don't need that many macros as a shaman. I tend to hardly have any macros actually. So slash focus, that's just, and you can keep buying that. That's just, I mean, for anything you're playing, you want to have a focus. This is the nature swiftness macro. So I have nature swiftness, I have essence of the martyr, which is this trinket here, increases healing by just about 300, and then max rank healing wave. That's your heal when you're in trouble. And you could macro, I don't do it. You could macro Blood Fury in there as well if you're NSing your teammate for a little more healing. Although it's kind of risky to. It's another keybind you're gonna have to have, and it's just a little risky to pop Blood Fury sometimes. So if you want to pop Blood Fury, just press it before you press your NS macro if you're healing your teammate. Stop casting Shock macro. So this is just my focus. Stop casting Earthshock rank 1 macro. I use it very often throughout the games. And then I have a stop casting Earthshock rank 1. That's just for my target. And I also have a max rank Earthshock just here if I want to use that on my target as well. And this is a damage macro here. So I like to have the tooltip of Nature's Swiftness just so I can see it right here, see the cooldown of it. But I have Blood Fury in there, Essence of the Martyr, Nature's Swiftness, and the max rank Chain Lightning. So that's just basically as much damage as you can possibly get all in one button. I think I've seen it do like, I don't know, maybe around 1700 damage as a crit. So really good for finishing someone off. And I like doing Blood Fury in there. I like doing everything I can in here because the only time I really press it is if I really want to get a kill right then and there, and I just wanted to do as much damage as possible. All right, for a season 1 BiS list here, it's pretty much what I'm using, and I've already talked about this earlier in the guide here. The only things I swap out are the helmet, and I mean I don't even really swap out the belt anymore. I started I started on the PTR like this, and I had a lot of Resil, and as I played more and more here, we can see I played almost 1,000 games on the PTR here. And the more I play, the more I kind of get better at surviving, and the more I value mana per 5 and healing. So I've swapped. I mean, yeah, my Resil just keeps going lower and lower, but this is a BiS list that I use, and I'll just go over each one here just so you can see. And I'll also have a link to this in the description as well. I know right now the neck and the one of the rings isn't showing up on my BiS list, but yeah, I'll just have this here in one spot. You can rewind and see exactly what I'm using here. All right, so for professions, enchanting and jewel crafting are what you're going to want to go this time around in TBC. Uh, Back in the TBC Classic, you would go enchanting and engineering because there was a belt that wasn't on use that absorbed a couple thousand damage, which was just super good, super broken. This time around, though, the engineering belt is not usable in arena, so enchanting for the ring enchants, 20 healing per ring, which is insane. I mean, a gem like this only gives you 9 healing, and you get 20 per ring, so really good. And then jewel crafting as the other one kind of loses its value as the phases progress, but season 1 I think it's pretty good. You get 18 stamina here, and you get 26 healing here. So not huge, but I think it's definitely helpful. Definitely worth taking. I don't think there's another profession that really comes close to jewel crafting. All right, for totems here, I guess I'll just go over the main ones. So Wind Fury, if you're playing a shaman, you're probably playing with a melee DPS, either a warrior or a rep pally. So Wind Fury's used pretty much every game. If you're playing with a caster, Wrath of Air Totem. So those are the air totems you're going to use uh, most of the time. And then throughout the game, you're also going to be using Grounding Totem, which is an air totem as well. And that's pretty much it for the air totems. You can, I've been wanting to experiment with this, which is totem twisting in arena. So Wind Fury Totem into Grace of Air. It it has its moments, although it is a lot of mana, and then you're gonna have to place Wind Fury again. It's not useful like generally in an arena, but like if you're going for a kill, you have someone in a repentance, you have the time to put down an extra totem, you have an extra global. It does have its uses, although pretty rare. Let's see. So then water totem, poison cleansing. You're going to use that against rogues pretty much all the time. And the way poison cleansing works is when you put down the totem, and this is for Wind Fury 2, for all your totems, the instant the totem is put down, it cleanses the poison. So Cure Poison, 207 mana, Poison Cleansing Totem, 177. So it's actually cheaper mana if you want to dispel something immediately to just spam Poison Cleansing Totem. Besides Poison Cleansing, you have Healing Stream Totem, which you use against pretty much every team that doesn't have a rogue. And Healing Stream Totem heals based on the amount of plus healing you have at the time that you put it down. So if you put Wrath of Air down, see how it's healing for 125. Put Healing Stream down. Now it's going to heal for a bit more because I had more healing at the time I put that new totem down. Besides that, there's Mana Spring, which you don't really use. There's times to use it, like if you're playing with a Rep Paladin and your Rep Paladin's he needs mana, you could throw it down. But overall, Healing Stream is it's a lot of healing. It's healing for 130 every 2 seconds, so it's a ton of healing. Shamans have no instant cast heals besides Nature's Swiftness, so Healing Stream Totem actually is pretty solid there. Besides that, did poison, healing, mana. Yeah, I think that's it for water totem. Oh, and then mana tide. So if you put mana tide down, it's gonna take the place of healing stream. It's gonna take the place of mana spring. It's gonna take the place of poison cleansing. So that's just something to be aware of. You are gonna lose your poison cleansing for the duration of that. Then you gotta put it down after. All right, for earth totems. For earth totems, we have. Get rid of that one. We have Strength of Earth, which you're playing with the melee, you're probably going to use it a lot of the time. Although if you're facing a warlock or a priest, or even a warrior sometimes, if you know they're about to fear, Tremor Totem, very good. When you're playing against a priest or whatever, A lot of the time you want to put Tremor, oh look at that. You want to put Tremor Totem down, run around a pillar. That way the priest can't fear you and kill Tremor at the same time. Stone Skin Totem. I use that sometimes against double stealth. I'll use Stone Skin Totem. Reduces melee damage taken by 43. Reduce melee damage taken by 51 actually, because of Guardian Totems. So it's pretty decent against Rogue, Feral. So it's an option. And Stoneclaw Totem's another Earth Totem. You pretty much never use that. Yeah, pretty much never in TBC. Although if there's a druid that's just like spam moonfiring your totems, you want to put that down maybe to bait him, or if like there's a melee on you, just killing your totems over and over, you can kind of trick them by putting that down because if they hit it, there's a 50% chance that they get stunned. But I mean, I've used it. Out of 838 games. I probably used it like once or twice. So yeah, I think that's it for those. The fire totem. Let's see. Usually, I mean, frost resist if you're facing a mage. I usually use that, or if you're facing a hunter for the frost trap. Sometimes even a shaman for frost shock. Besides that, you've got your damage totems. So you've got Searing Totem, which actually does a pretty good amount of damage. You have Magma Totem, which is an AoE right around it. You can maybe get someone out of stealth with it, although, I mean, it makes a sound. People could see it. It doesn't usually work. And Fire Nova, which is, yeah, it takes 4 seconds before it does its damage, but it does a good amount. And pretty much the only time I use Magma or Fire Nova is when I'm facing like a double melee DPS. Rogue, Feral Rogue. But if you're playing with the Pally, just make sure not to use it while the Pally has Repentance available, because it will break Repentance. And yeah, I think that's it for the totems that I use. I guess one last thing. Let's say you put down your totems, and then you're fighting, you move to a different pillar, you got to put your totems down again. It's worth it to spend the global on Totemic Call and get back a portion of the mana from all of those. Put your totems down again. That's just another thing. If you want to be a good shaman, you got to take care of your mana. Make sure you're not wasting it. So even just those 2 totems, you can recall them, get mana back as well. It didn't show it because I was full mana there. Yeah. Okay, so for add-ons, I'm on the PTR, so I don't have all my usual add-ons right now. I took this from my Wrath of the Lich King guide video, and I'll also be posting that in the description to this video as well. So arena stats, which, well, here I've got arena analytics, which does basically the same thing. It just tracks your arena matches, and yeah, you can see the damage done, healing done, who you faced. You can even search in here if you want to search for a certain person you played against or whatever. So super good there. Let's see. Ability team tracker. All right, so for this, I'll just show you. I'll show you in a video here. This was from my Wrath of the Lich King guide. Ability team tracker, that's over here. You can see your teammates' cooldowns. Super useful. Let's see, big debuffs. Shows, yeah, so you can see the priest is shielded right there over his head without targeting him. Details, that's down here. You can show healing or damage. Really good after the game. You want to see, okay, where did most of my healing come from? What was the damage like? What was the death recap? How did this person die? What was the damage they took? That's details. Gladdy, that's over here on the right. It shows people you're playing against, or trinkets. I mean, it's just, I'm sure everyone knows about Gladdy already, but definitely need it for arena. Shows enemy cooldowns, which kind of are cluttering this. You can customize it. You can take those out if you're using Omnibar, which is the next one I'll talk about here. I have Omnibar set up here on the bottom, and it shows a little more clearly the cooldowns that the enemies are using instead of trying to see them over here. And then Weakauras, I don't really use too many Weakauras. Let's see. I think I only have one right now. Enemy nameplate global cooldown. So we go here, right next to yeah, you can see it right here. Right next to their name, you can see the spell that they're casting, or that they just cast. Right there. You can see he got shocked. He's from the big debuffs add-on. He used Fade, he used Shield, he used Fear. So it's really good, like, just to know exactly what the enemy's doing. Yeah, those are the add-ons that I use in Weakauras. Oh, and one more thing I forgot to talk about in terms of add-ons. In Wrath of the Lich King, you can see your totems and their duration right below your character here, your nameplate. And in TBC, they don't have that. So there's an add-on called Totem Timers Classic, and that basically does the same thing. I think it also shows uh, like the ticks of Tremor, Wind Fury, stuff like that. I haven't used it yet, but I think that's what I would be using in place of that. All right, so team comps as a Resto Shaman in TBC. It's really a lot of Shaman Warrior and Shaman Rep Pally. There's really not much else. So here, I'm an Ironforge Pro. We're looking back, Season 1 TBC, US 2v2. No Shaman got rank 1, Season 1. 3 Shaman teams, I don't know what this is, but three Shaman teams got Gladiator, Shaman Warrior, Shaman Warrior. Looks like maybe their teammate left here. These guys were 5 points off of Gladiator. That sucks. Resto Shaman Rep Pally. You could play Resto Shaman Warlock. That's another option. There's Warlock here. Here, let's look here. Resto Shaman Warlock. One team got duelist. Not ideal. Not ideal. If you're playing a Warlock, you're better off playing with a Resto Druid. Just is what it is. So yeah, Shaman Warrior, Shaman Rat. Here, we'll look at Season 2. 2 rank 1s. 1, 2, 3, 7 Gladiators. Oh, it looks like this one might have been, I don't know what that is, Rogue. But yeah, it's Shaman Rat, Shaman Warrior. That's pretty much it for for 2v2. You could do Shaman here, right here. Shaman Fire Mage is an option, but yeah. And then 3v3. This is Season 2. The 3v3 comps that I would enjoy playing is Resto Shaman, Frost Mage, Shadow Priest. I think that's super fun as a shaman. You can wear a lot of PvE gear. You just spam. You lust, you purge. It's super fun. There's also a Resto Shaman Ret Pally Mage comp that I'm looking to try. There's also Shadow Play, which is Resto Shaman Warlock Shadow Priest. But pretty much a caster 3v3 comp. There is, let's see here, Resto Shaman Ret Pally Warrior, which is pretty good. There's some double healer options, but I don't know how many people are going to be playing that. So yeah, and then 5v5. Here, let me look Season 1. 5v5, Ellie is more viable. But yeah, Shamans are pretty popular in 5s just because of Bloodlust. So I think that's where kind of Ellie and Enhanced kind of come out a bit more. But I don't really have too much experience playing 5s as a Resto Shaman. So yeah. All right, so for 2v2 gameplay, you are going to be doing a lot of purging, a lot of shocking, a lot of totem placement, replacing totems, different area. When they get killed, you're going to have to replace it. Wind Fury, grounding. There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of shielding going on. So water shield. When am I using water shield? When am I using earth shield? Um, Pretty much whenever a melee's on you like this. So here we're doing some war games. We're doing some mirror matches. And when there's a melee on you and there's potential for them to do a lot of damage to kill you, if you're at like 50% health, you're getting lower, you're going to want to use Earth Shield. Especially if they have, let's say, against this Rep Pally, if he has Hammer of Justice up. Um, yeah, here I'm keeping Earth Shield up. I'm trying to be aggressive as well. So I'm with my Paladin. We're being aggressive, but we also have Earth Shield up, trying to keep ourselves up at the same time. At the same time, we're with my Paladin. We're getting pressure out. As a Resto Shaman, you're going to want to be helping your teammate out with damage a lot. And you're going to want to be, here, let's go to the next one. You're going to want to be helping your teammate do as much damage as possible, which means you're doing damage too, and you're stopping the enemy team from stopping your teammate from doing damage. So if it's a caster, for instance, you're going to be shocking fears, you're going to be grounding cyclones, you're going to do whatever you can to help your teammate do as much damage as they can. So here in a mirror match, each team is going against the enemy shaman, and you can see the enemy shaman's doing a good job too. Like they're staying on top of me, they bloodlust, they're purging me, they're shocking me, and I'm doing the same thing to them. There's grounding down, I need to get rid of it, so my teammate can hodge or rep or whatever. And then you can see here, like, okay, we're separated. Once there's if there's a melee on you and your melee, your rep pally is on another healer, if you're separated, pretty much nothing's gonna happen. The enemy healer is gonna heal through the damage, or they're gonna kite or whatever. The way to get a kill as a Resto Shaman, pretty much whatever team comp you're playing, you're gonna want to be with your partner. So like right here, we're separated, no kill is gonna happen on either team. It's when you connect together, that's when you get kills. So here it looks like the shaman was going for a drink. He's out of mana, I'm out of mana. And then it's pretty much as a Resto Shaman, or for most team comps, it's about playing together. It's about supporting each other. If like my pally wants to go for a kill here, he needs me there with him. I walk there with him. Get a Hodge. I Frost Shock. I'm casting a Lightning Bolt. I think he grounds it here. But yeah, you want to play together with your teammate. All right, and one last thing I wanted to talk about. I got a video on a comment a few days ago. It says, hey, can you talk in your upcoming guide about these topics? I feel like there's not enough information out there about that. So yeah, downranking spells, shocks, Wind Fury. Okay. Downranking spells, starting with Earth Shock. Rank 1 is, let's see here, 30 mana, and max rank is 535. So downranking is all about mana. So that saves 500 mana, so crazy amount of mana. Um, let's see, so Earth Shock, huge one for that. There's also Frost Shock. Rank 1 is 115, max rank is 525. Definitely use a lot of rank 1 Frost Shocks. Some other things, some other shocks that I don't really use rank 1 too often, but I do have Flame Shock. I have a rank 1 like for rogues for stealthing. I have a rank 1 Searing Totem if I'm if I'm like 1v1ing a rogue that keeps killing it or something. I think that's about it. I have a rank 1 Lightning Shield also for like a 1v1 scenario, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And then yeah, so Wind Fury, max rank 244 mana, rank 1, 71 mana. A lot of the time, teams are going to be killing your Wind Fury Totem. Healers are going to be meleeing it. Druids are going to be moonfiring it. Rogues are going to be, yeah, tab targeting it, whatever. So a lot of the time, the Wind Fury, it's just for the extra attack. If you're with a warrior, the extra rage. If you're with a rat, the extra steel proc. So usually, if they're killing it a lot, I'll just do rank 1 over and over. And if they're not killing it, like if I'm behind a pillar, let's say I'm in the Grand, I'm behind a pillar, max rank Wind Fury, and then I'm I'm just casting heals from here. My teammate's like just over here or whatever. Yeah, if they're not killing it, max rank's good. If they are, rank 1. And then let's see. Purging Life Bloom. Yeah, so Purging Life Bloom, let's say you're going for a kill on a druid. Purging Life Bloom is not really good unless they have 3 stacks of it, because Purge removes 2 beneficial magic effects. So if they have Life Bloom 3 stacks, you purge once, they're down to 1 stack. If you purge again, it's going to heal them for like the final bloom. So you don't really want to purge if they only have 1. What you want to purge, if you're killing a druid, what you want to look out for is rejuve, because they consume the rejuve to heal with Swiftmend. So a lot of the time, if you're against a druid, if they have rejuve up, purge it. If they don't, you're better off just doing that, casting like a lightning bolt or chain lightning on them. Poison cleansing totem versus spell. So poison cleansing totem is good versus rogues. Against rogues, you want it down all the time. Blood Fury removes the wound poison. So then the only other poison, well, unless they're using like mind numbing or something, but really the only other poison they're gonna have is crippling. So with Blood Fury up, boom, got rid of crippling. Boom, got rid of crippling again. It just helps you kite a lot. And then also just keeping the wounds from being at 5 stacks all the time. It's really good. Healing Stream, use against like pretty much everything else. It's better than Mana Spring. Mana Spring is good for mana regen, but it's just the amount of healing that Healing Stream is putting out for the mana it costs. I mean, Mana Spring's 90 mana, Healing Stream 71, and it's healing for 124 every 2 seconds. Super good. Let's see. First Stick of Tremor / Poison Cleansing Totem. Yeah, so they happen as soon as you put it down. You have a poison on you or your teammate, boom, it's gone. Boom, it's gone. And Tremor, same thing. As soon as you put it down, gets rid of fear. The only thing is, with both these totems, people have resist, like rogues have reduced chance for their poison to be dispelled. So it might not dispel the poison right away, because it can resist. And same thing with Tremor. If you Tremor a Priest Fear, it could resist. So you might need to press it again. Um, yeah, and then, well, Grounding is instant as well. For Sick Tremor, Fake Casting versus letting them kick. So Fake Casting is not always that great. So if you're pretty healthy, there's not really a need to fake cast. A lot of the time I'll even just like start casting when I'm close to full health just to see if they'll kick. But if you're like 70, 80, 90% and you're casting a heal, it's probably better to just get kicked because they're not going to do that much damage by the time the kick is over, and then you can just start casting. So like warriors, for instance, they pummel you, you're almost full health. Afterwards, you're just healing up for free. A big thing to, especially if you're playing with a rep ally, if you can fake cast a mage, it's super good because the blanket silence will still be on you, and then the rep ally can just dispel it. So a lot of benefit to fake casting mages. Fire totems in general, what's worth? Searing Totem's all right. It does some decent damage. You get a warrior. Let's say you're on ruins, and let's say Tremor is the tomb, and then the other healers. Let's say they're the Wind Fury Totem. Tomb is Tremor, and you're over here. Their warrior's hitting you. You throw down Searing Totem. You're doing some damage. Flame shock him. Druid has to go around or whatever. It has its places there. Frost Resist Totem is also a fire totem, which is interesting, but good against mages, good against hunters, good against shamans. And a lot of the time, like in the beginning of a match, you're going to put down your totems. Okay, let's say it's, I don't know, let's say it's double stealth. It could be rogue mage, could be rogue rogue, but putting down frost resist totem you might as well just put it down. Because like they're gonna wait. They're gonna wait out Searing. They're gonna wait out Magma. Gonna wait out Fire Nova. And you're gonna be in Ghost Wolf so you don't get sapped. So you're not gonna have a chance to put down another totem once that totem fades. So you might as well just put that down. If it's not a mage, whatever. It's not like your mana's really taking a hit just from putting down the extra totem. Weapon Frostbrand, Flame, Wind Fury. Okay, so I if you're playing with a warrior, I would say Flame Tongue because it's overall more consistent damage, and you're gonna be like if you're with your warrior, you're autoing, you're gonna want that extra damage. If you're playing with a Rep Pally, and the warrior has hamstring already. If you're playing with a Rep Pally, Frostbrand, that's what I use. Really good against druids, priests, whatever. If you're on them, they're trying to get away. A druid can shift it, but you can't dispel it. It's an undispellable debuff. So it's really good. It only gives 25% movement speed slow. So Earthbind's better, Frost Shock's better. But if you're just autoing, it can proc for the damage and do the slow. So with the Rep Pally, I really like it. And Wind Fury, I mean, I never use Wind Fury. It's inconsistent. I mean, you have a one-hander. It's not that much damage. So if you want damage, go with Flame Tongue. If you're playing with the Ret, you want damage plus slow, go with Frostbrand. I use Frostbrand. Snapshotting Earthshield, just something most guys don't have. Okay, so last one, Snapshotting Earthshield. During the game, here, let me show you. Pick up my totems. So you can snapshot Earthshield and Healing Stream Totem. So during the game, Healing Stream Totem's healing for 124. Wrath of Air, Healing Stream is healing for 130. So it's 6 more every 2 seconds. With Trinket activated, so it's 131, 148. So that's another 17. So it does add up. It does add up. If you're, let's say you go for an NS, right? And you use Essence of the Martyr, maybe even Blood Fury 2, you might as well put down a new Healing Stream Totem while you have those buffs going, because it's going to heal for more. So that's 157. And if we didn't have anything, it was 124. So it's 33 more healing every 2 seconds, just from being aware, like, okay, I used my stuff. Let me throw down a snapshotted healing stream. And in the starting room, and you can do that as well with Earth Shield. You realize, oh, I just used my trinket. Oh, I just used Blood Fury. Let me throw a new Earth Shield up because it's going to heal for more. And same thing in the starting room. A lot of people, and I'll do this on live. I haven't been doing it on PTR since I don't really care. I'm just spamming games. But so the way it works is you can have a healing trinket and you can have a damage and healing trinket. If you had 2 healing trinkets, they share the same like they share a cooldown, and you can't use both at the same time. So you need a healing one and a damage and healing one. So I think what you would want to use phase 1 is Essence of the Martyr, and I think Icon of the Silver Crescent is another badge trinket that gives damage and healing. So I think that's your best option for a snapshot, like in the starting room. Although if you are snapshotting in the starting room, I play with Essence of the Martyr. So if you do the snapshot with both of those, your Essence of the Martyr will be on cooldown for, I don't know, like 60 seconds after the arena starts. Which usually it's not a big deal, but I don't know. It's up to you if you want to snapshot using both. I mean, you'll replace the damage and healing one with your medallion, so that'll be good. But yeah, up to you if you want to snapshot both. Quite it is quite better of a snapshot with an extra 300 healing. So yeah, something to think about. All right, well, thank you so much for watching the guide. This was kind of just like a brief introduction to Shaman and TBC, and I will be coming out with some other like mini guides where I'll go more in depth on talents, on gear, a lot of 2v2 gameplay. I'll talk about totems more. So be on the lookout for some more videos. And yeah, thanks for watching. And if you learned something, please subscribe.